All right, so let's get into it. We're going to talk about belief systems. This is Know Thyself Part 2. Belief systems, religion, education, ideologies, philosophy, and spirituality. Our belief systems are the fundamental frameworks that shape our identity, influence our worldview, and guide our actions. Religion provides a moral compass and purpose, helps us understand the divine, and gives us a sense of existence. Education imparts knowledge, shapes our perspectives, and enables us to navigate the complexities of life. Ideologies, be they political, social, or cultural, contribute to our worldview, influence our values, and shape our stance on important issues. Philosophy encourages introspection, which fosters critical thinking skills and a deeper understanding of life's fundamental questions. Spirituality, often interconnected with religion or philosophy, provides a personal connection to the transcendent and a source of meaning beyond the material realm. Belief systems are intricately linked with Know Thyself, self-awareness, and it involves a deep understanding of one's own convictions, values, and ideologies. Exploring and questioning these belief systems or these beliefs is an essential part of the journey towards knowing oneself, leading to a more authentic and consciously lived life. Belief systems are powerful ideas that shape our character, direct our actions, and contributes to the richness of human diversity. We must ensure that our beliefs are grounded in objective reality and align with the truth so that they have the potential to endure the most severe scrutiny over the course of time and withstand even the harshest challenges. This is crucial. Your belief systems has to be rooted in reality. The closer it is tied to reality, the more it can stand up to the test of time. Because now we have more and more educated people that can challenge your belief systems, right? They'll poke holes through any belief system that you have, right? Through logic, through critical thinking. They'll find contradictions here and there. They'll find inconsistencies. So your belief system, the closer it is tied to reality, the more easier it is for people to accept sometimes, right? The more easier it is. That way, when your belief system gets challenged, right? Because truth does not bend. Truth does not bend, it does not fold. So if your belief system is tied to truth, it will stand the test of time. And it's a belief system worth investigating and adopting, right? So our beliefs, right here, our belief serves as a compass, guiding us through life's challenges and contributing to the depth of human experience. It is our responsibility to cultivate a belief system that empowers us to live with confidence, clarity, and purpose. Number 1, intellectual integrity. Challenging your beliefs demonstrate intellectual honesty and integrity. It involves a commitment to seeking the truth rather than clinging to ideas simply because they are familiar or comfortable. This right here is one of the hardest things that people are afraid to do. Essentially what you're doing is taking your worldview, taking your belief systems, right? And you have to challenge it. Essentially play devil's advocate or play in opposition to your belief system. You got to ask yourself, is my belief systems true? Is my beliefs worthy to believe? Is it beneficial for humanity? Can it be adopted all across the board, right? What are some of the contradictions in my belief systems, right? Ask yourself that. difficult. People do not want to do that because they'll get cognitive dissonance, right? When you have two competing worldviews, right, and you hold on to one worldview, you're like, nah, and this new information comes in, it threatens the old information. You see, that is not an easy thing to do. But if you are intellectually honest or have intellectual integrity, you can be able to challenge your belief systems. Why do you believe in a particular ideology or philosophy, right? And is your philosophy wrong? You got to be able to ask yourself that too. Personal growth. Embracing change and challenging beliefs that may no longer serve you can lead to personal growth. It opens the door to new perspectives and allows for a more nuanced understanding of the world. Adaptability. The world is dynamic and new information constantly emerges. Challenging your beliefs fosters adaptability, enabling you to adjust your worldview based on a new evidence or changing circumstances. Empathy and understanding. Engaging with diverse perspectives challenges your own assumptions and fosters empathy. It helps you understand different points of views, promoting tolerance and cooperation in diverse society. Moral and ethics. Morality and ethics. Regularly examining your belief systems ensures that your moral compass remain aligned with your values. It allows you to assess whether your actions and decisions are consistent with your ethical principles. This is another hard one that people have difficulty, right? You may have a worldview, but your actions doesn't reflect your worldviews. Because this is when people can call you a hypocrite, right? Hypocrisy. There are many people that have many religions, many ideologies, but their actions speak contrary to the religion. Their actions speak contrary to the philosophies itself, right? And this is when you're called hypocrite. And what it does is creates an invitation for other people to critique the actual religion, or they critique the philosophy rather than critiquing the individual person. You see? I'll give you a perfect example. Christianity is a religion. It's a worldview. Christianity has many different doctrines, many different teachings, right, on how to behave. Now, the issue is when a Christian acts contrary to the beliefs of Christianity, what people do, instead of saying this individual is wrong or this individual is a hypocrite, they lump the whole Christianity and dismiss it. You see? So the subscribers to the religion, the subscribers to a political ideology, the subscribers to a philosophy, right? The subscribers to the ideology, if they do not act in accordance to their own belief systems, this gives room and an invitation for other people to critique and dismiss the philosophy or the belief system itself, rather than understanding that it's the individual person that hasn't aligned themselves to the belief system. This is crucial, right? So you got to regularly examine yourself. If you say you believe in so and so, if you believe in, I don't know, a political ideology, then act in accordance to that political ideology, right? Act in accordance to the belief system. If you say your religion is a religion of peace, then you must be peaceful. You see, constantly align yourself with the belief system that you adopt. Avoiding dogmatism. Number 6. Dogma is a set of established principles or beliefs that are accepted without question or critical examination by a particular group of people. These principles are seen as authoritative and true within the context of a particular ideology, religion, philosophy, scientific understanding, or organization, and are often presented as doctrines or tenets that followers are expected to adhere to without any skepticism, right? Skepticism or dissent. The term is commonly used in religious and scientific and philosophical and ideological contexts to describe a rigid and uncompromising set of beliefs. Dogmatism, or the unwavering adherence to a set of beliefs, that can hinder intellectual growth, right? Challenging your beliefs helps prevent dogmatism and encourages a more open-minded approach to ideas and concepts. So, there are some laws or some ideologies that are very problematic, right? That people automatically engage in and that people automatically adopt, right? And they do not question these laws. They do not question the tenets or the doctrines of their belief system, right? But what if these laws or tenets were actually harmful to humanity, right? What if it was not beneficial to humanity? If you never challenge the tenets of your belief systems, you cannot necessarily grow as an individual. Matter of fact, it may shackle you and hinder your progress. You might stay stagnant in your belief system, right? Because so-and-so said so. Like your teachings or your philosophy said you must do X, Y, and Z. But does it actually bring you progress, or does it actually cause you to regress in life, right? So you got to challenge these dogmatism. Challenge them, challenge them. And you have every right to challenge them. For if it is the truth, it will always stand. If it's not the truth, right, then it won't stand. Number 7, truth seeking. The pursuit of truth should be a guiding principle. By challenging your beliefs, you actively seek a more accurate and comprehensive understanding of the world, even if it means acknowledging uncertainty or revising long-held convictions. 8, cultural and societal changes. Beliefs are shaped by cultural and society, and these evolve, right? As these evolve, right? It's important to reevaluate your beliefs to ensure that they remain relevant and ethically grounded in the context of a changing norms and values, right? So, we may have an understanding today, but it might change tomorrow, right? New information, truth will be presented in the future, right? That might challenge our previous beliefs. Now, the goal is if this is in fact the truth, we have to align ourselves with the truth. Don't stay stuck in your old ways, or don't stay stuck in an old belief system, right? If new information is presented, right, and if it's the truth, this is crucial. If these new information is the truth, right, then we should be able to reevaluate our old belief system to see if it aligns with the truth, right? Or maybe our belief system was partially the truth, but now with the truth, we have a complete understanding. And that's beneficial for everybody, not just the individual, but for the culture itself, because culture is supposed to evolve. Culture is supposed to progress, right? Because people are a reflection of their culture. And if the people does not change, that means the culture has not changed. That means the culture is stagnant and the people are stagnant. And that is not good, because if a culture of people that are stagnant, guess what happens? You're susceptible to being obsolete. If a group of people do not change with the times, right? If the group of people do not change with more information and more truth, they can be obsolete. That's important. That's huge, right? You could be irrelevant because you have not changed with the times, right? Understand this, not every change is positive, right? So there's certain elements that needs to be preserved in your culture, right? And there's certain elements in your culture that probably no longer serves you as a people. So you have to decide what serves you and what doesn't serve you. What's beneficial and what's not beneficial. What can stay and remain versus what can be replaced and supplemented. Number 9, consistency with empirical evidence. A belief system rooted in truth should be consistent with observable facts and empirical evidence. If there is a contradiction with well-established truths around the world, it may indicate a need for reassessment, right? As more truth comes in, I'm telling you, every single day, the future will present us with new truths, right? Truths in medicine, truths in religion, truths in philosophical understandings. More truths will be presented to us. And we constantly have to reevaluate ourselves and our belief systems to see if it aligns with the truth. Because we have to be humble as human beings. We do not know everything. That's intellectual integrity and honesty. We do not know everything. So this is why we have to remain open-minded and be receptive and not close-minded when more truth is being presented to us. You understand? Right? Logical coherence. For a belief system to be considered valid and reliable, it must logically coherent both within itself and in relationship to surrounding beliefs. Any internal inconsistencies or contradictions can be a sign of potential flaws within the system and may require further examination and adjustment to ensure its accuracy and effectiveness. By maintaining a consistent and cohesive belief system, one can attain greater clarity and understanding in their thoughts and actions. This is huge. Logical coherence. Boy, oh boy, let me tell you, there's many times where you argue with a person about their belief system, right? And these people suffer from they have accepted so much dogma and they've been indoctrinated, right? That they even defend inconsistencies within their own belief system. This part is so sad. That part is so sad. To be so blind, to be so unwilling to change, to suffer from cognitive dissonance, to adopt a worldview that has consistencies, but you accept it blindly, that now you have to defend the inconsistencies. This shows a lack of growth. And this is why dogmatism is not beneficial, right? This is why having an open mind is so helpful, right? Because you can acknowledge the inconsistencies within your belief system, right? And when you acknowledge that, what you're doing essentially is taking the fruit and spitting out the seeds, taking what's consistent and throwing away the inconsistencies and supplementing it with something more logically consistent. You see? This is what many people need to do, or many people have not done because they're too afraid. They'll defend wrongdoings in their belief system. They'll defend inconsistencies, right? They'll have mental gymnastics in order to defend the inconsistencies because they suffer from attachment. They suffer from dogmatism. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. And even when you speak to them in a logical way and show them the inconsistencies, they still hold on to it. They still hold on to it. And this is sad because they stop themselves from growing as an individual. 11. Alignment with morality and ethics. Truth is not about factual accuracy. Truth is not only about factual accuracy, but also about moral and ethical considerations. A belief system rooted in truth should align with principles of fairness, justice, and ethical conduct. Quote, indeed, our survival and liberation depends on our recognition of the truth. When it is spoken and lived by a people, if we cannot recognize the truth, then it cannot liberate us from untruth. To know the truth is to appropriate it, right? For it is not mainly reflection and theory. Truth is divine action entering our lives and creating a human action of liberation. James H. Cone, right? The truth liberates you. The truth liberates you. It sets you free, right? It sets you free, right? Because if you do not embrace the truth, then you're going to embrace an untruth. And the untruth will cripple you. It will enslave you. It will enslave you. All right. So I'll get into virtues and vices next in the next video. But if you like this video, please subscribe. Please like the video.